Hey, what's up guys? Ryan here with Sea Gods with another quick tip. Today we're going to show you how to deflate your board and roll it up and put it back in your bag. Some people like to roll it, some people like to fold it. We kind of have a mix of both. But today we're going to show you how we deflate it and how we roll it up and how we stuff it all in the bag, because there's a lot of stuff to go in there. Alright guys, so first thing you want to do obviously is deflate your board. To do that, you want to remove this little dust cap right here. And then there's a little pin here. All you have to do is push it in just like a click pen and let the air out. It takes a few minutes to get all the air out of this board, but when we start rolling it, we'll be pushing whatever air is left in here out of this, so it's important to make sure that this stays open. Also, if you want to pack it up super tight, you can use the deflate part of your pump to suck the air out and make sure that it's completely empty. That's not necessary though. Some people like to do that if they're traveling. Alright guys, so after a few minutes, your board should look something like this. Most of the air is out of it. For me, when it's time to start rolling or folding it up, you'll see a little bit of a ridge start to form at the tip here. That means you got pretty much most of your air out, and then we can start folding it or rolling it, and it'll push the air out the valve at that end. When I start my roll, I like to use the bungee as a landmark. So I'm going to fold this tip to this bungee, and then I actually fold it again to get sort of a nice shape, and then we start rolling all the way down. So you see, I take the tip right to that first bungee, and then I can actually go again, so it's kind of doubled over itself there, and then that gives it kind of a nice shape on the inside to make it a little bit easier to work my way down. And then as I work my way down, I want to make sure that I crease it on the side just to make it a little bit easier. If you don't do that, sometimes you get some weird folds along the edge of your rail as you go down. And then once you get to this point, you're at about the second D-rings there, and then it's pretty much just working your way all the way down to the end. There's nothing fancy after this point. You can hear the rest of that air getting pushed out at the end. And if you get the spacing just right, I should pretty much be right over top of my fin box at this point. Push the last little bit of air out, and you don't have to do this, but I like to just close that valve, put the dust cap back on, and then you can fold this last little piece over like this, and she's ready to go back in the bag. You can see your fin box here kind of has to stay flat. You want to make sure you don't put too much pressure on this when you're rolling it, because sometimes you can crack these if you put too much weight on it when you're trying to fold it in half. And then that's your nice little fold slash roll, and you can fit this thing in the bag no problem. Okay guys, now we're ready to pack all of our stuff in this bag, and also I like to pack my PFD in there too. Another good reason to roll your board up nice and tight there. So I got my bag with my straps facing up, because then there's this part that folds open, so we can flip that open. Board goes in first. I like to make sure my fin box is facing down with the bag at this point, so that if I'm carrying my bag, I don't get the hard fin box going into my back. So you just open this a little bit, and you should be able to just shove your board in. All the way to the bottom of the wheels there. And then that should give you like quite a bit of room to fit everything else. So we can start for paddling like this. Repair kit. Fin, there's a fin pocket in here. You can slide it in there. I actually don't mind just throwing it right in the bag. Don't forget your leash, otherwise when you fall off you'll be swimming for your board. Pump can fit in here. I like to make the handle kind of go at a bit of an angle instead of flat on the ground. Hose can fit in here. And then of course, PFD. Don't want to paddleboard without one of those. Lots of people think they're strong swimmers until they fall in the cold water. Then fold that back over, zip it up. Fits in there no problem. Okay, now with everything in the bag, the last thing to do is we have some side clips here. This keeps everything nice and tight when you're carrying. Clip them together, pull them tight. Now your bag's totally packed. Ready to hit some mountain lakes. Alright guys, hope you enjoyed that video. Please like and subscribe to see more content. We're also on Instagram at SeaGodsSup, and we're on Facebook just at SeaGods. Plus check us out, www.seagods.ca. Happy paddling!